Hi.
Hello.
Here we are.
Back again.
Yeah. Alex has a problem with her sciatica, and so this is the only position that she's comfortable in. So we had to do it together like we do everything together. So here we are. The last installment we did was about depression and being present. And we kind of wanted to continue with that topic.
But first, I just wanted to take a pause
Sure.
and just say, this topic kind of ties to what I'm about to say. So our posts have been very sporadic because we've had a lot going on in our lives.
A lot.
I have had this sciatica issue for the last almost week now. My family's been sick. My dad had surgery. Lainey has been on doctor and nursing
duty. Yeah, Jose
Yeah.
actually had 2 surgeries.
Oh yeah, 2 surgeries.
The second one was yesterday.
Yeah, so that's why these are sporadic. However, if you missed the first one, go back and watch it because it ties into what we're about to talk about, and what I just said ties into that about what Lainey's about to say.
Yeah. So one of the things this has been a topic in other vlog posts that we've done is about balance and having balance in our lives. And it is something that we strive for. And because it is tenuous, it's kind of like something that we have to search out. I think, it has to be we have to make a conscious effort to look for balance in our lives, to not overdo some things sometimes, to say no sometimes, to take care of ourselves sometimes. Yesterday at the hospital with Dad, right before they were wheeling him in, I think she was from the Philippines, this little nurse comes over and says to me, now, dear, while he's in surgery, I want you to go take care of yourself.
Aww.
You need to go get something to eat. Grab a coffee or a tea or whatever. And it was really cute. And in my mind, I'm thinking, all I have is like an hour. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a whole lot of self-care.
And speaking of that, I just wanted to say, when I was at the hospital yesterday going to see the neurosurgeon for the seizure issue I've been having, not brain tumor related.
I think we know all the doctors, all
in
the
all
ERs,
the Houston area.
Yeah, all the hospitals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was laying on the floor like this, and the nurse came up to me and she goes, because I got there an hour early, and she came up to me and she said, "I am so sorry, dear. Let me get you a room." I just love nurses. And I love my favorite nurse. Well, my daughter will be my favorite nurse when she's a nurse.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That's right. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's generational. Yeah, and you came over today to kind of help nurse.
Boost morale.
You're right. That's right. Yeah, and your father has been hilarious.
I know.
And I knew he was
Surgery
feeling
didn't get
better.
him down.
Right. When he started making all these crazy jokes and cracking jokes with all the different doctors, anestheticians, or whatever they are. So anyway, as we get back to our topic about searching for balance in our lives, it goes back to that bell curve and what that one therapist told us way back a long time ago about trying to live in that sweet spot of neither end of the spectrum, but where we are our best. Everybody, whether we have bipolar or any other conditions like that, looking for that sweet spot. And the point is, it's going to look different for everybody, what you need, and what's going to help you sort of try to maintain that. From one of the podcasts that I was listening to.
By who?
You know who it is.
Wait,
Andrew
I forgot.
Huberman,
Okay,
of course. My takeaway from this podcast that I listened to about anxiety was that that sweet spot is where you're alert and calm. So if you think about that for a minute, what alertness means and calmness means. So we're taking classes in Italian, And we were talking about it with our friend who's taking it with a friend cousin who's taking it with us before we took it. And we realized that in this endeavor to learn something new, learn a language, alertness and calmness are very important. But then we came up with our own third, that is feeling safe. And you know, think about it, and you will realize that it's intuitive, right? You want to be alert. You don't want to be sleepy. You want to be calm because you don't want to be anxious where your, thoughts are on other things, not what you're trying to learn. And safe is, so that you can take in, so that you can interact with the teacher, etc., which is what we do in that.
But I'll say this, because I now am learning my third language. Learning a language takes a lot of courage because you have to take a step out of your comfort zone. Know you're going to make mistakes. Know you're going to probably pronounce things wrong. Say it grammatically wrong.
Mm-hmm. Don't
and
care.
Just go for it. Because honestly, we interact with so many people here, especially in Houston. Everyone that you meet is from another country, basically. Like every Uber driver that I've had is from another country.
Yeah.
Except for one. But his father-in-law is from another country. So there you go. It's just taking a risk. So if you're learning a language, suerte, fortuna, I think that's probably wrong, buona fortuna. Mm-hmm. I don't know, Franci, tell us if we're right. But I just wanted to say that, just even remembering your goal and having peace. Like, okay, my goal is to practice. I'm not going to get everything right. I'm probably going to sound crazy at first. People might laugh at me, which it does happen. And if you're one of those people who has laughed, got it. I've laughed at my own dad. We laugh at my dad.
All the time.
We laugh at ourselves when we're making mistakes in Spanish. Like we sound like crazy people.
Or in Italian.
Yeah. But maybe we just need to have more grace with each other and patience to let the other person speak and say what they need to say, and then afterwards think about it like, oh, what the heck were they trying to say? Oh, I got it. I got most of it. Yeah. Oh, okay, let me help them. Yeah. Like with my husband, in English and in Spanish, we correct each other because we both make mistakes in both languages, and
that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Where you're comfortable correcting each other,
but in a gentle and loving way.
Mm-hmm. Or in a hilarious way sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah. That's generally my MO, because if somebody says something in a language that I know, I just might tend to go,
oh gosh, especially if we're together and look at each other.
Yeah. One time my friend said the word in Spanish for book is libro and the word for pound is libra. And my friend said that she weighed 20. She said she weighed 20 books, and I just went, ah!
I mean, you never know how much her books weigh.
Yeah, so grace, mercy, and humor.
And love, yeah, it needs to go back to love.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Make sure your highest motive is love.
Yeah.
Like, I love you, I'm going to help you, I want to see this not happen to you again, etc.
I'm laughing with you, not at you.
Oh, well, you mostly laugh at people.
I do, but I can't help it.
Like, if we're, anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah, as long as you know that underneath I love you.
Lainey Alvarez.
Alex
Lainey
Alvarez.
Choca Alvarez.
Herbasi. Yeah. So the other thing that I learned in this podcast is about the stress response, and talking about low stress, medium stress, and high stress. And what I learned from the podcast is that stress is inevitable, and we need to learn how to make stress our friend. In fact, if you think about the stress response is adrenaline, it increases our adrenaline. And I know, Alex, that working in the restaurant, I loved the adrenaline high.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
Working as an executive.
I miss the adrenaline
you
high.
just are boom, 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 go, go, go. And that's my speed. And I know that I stress people out if I'm like, let's do this, and they're like, whoa, that's
Hold
a lot.
up,
Actually,
hold up.
that's what
What'd
you
you
said to me this
What
morning.
was the first thing you
You're
said?
like,
Now you're on
no,
10.
no. Let's do one at a time. And I'm like, why? Okay, whatever. Let me just stop and let me go at her speed because I love her and I want her to know that I hear her and I respect her and honor her. So I'm not going to go 1,000 miles an hour because I'll get a speeding ticket with her. Let me just go.
Yeah, my
75.
retirement speed has come down a lot.
Yeah.
And I even drive slow. I drive like a grandma.
Oh, gosh.
But what I've kind of learned from that all, is that I can do one thing well, and I can complete a task and feel good about it because I've done it the full way through. Of course, working and in the restaurant and being a mom and all that stuff. You tend to start a whole bunch of things at the same time, and you never get you don't never get, but it's hard to get the satisfaction of a job well done, a job well done. And so
Especially
I like
as a
that
mom.
now. Yeah, especially as a mom, because a job well done doesn't come until like 20, 30 years
Yeah.
later. And you're
Or,
always
40,
waiting for it.
mid to late, I don't know, hopefully.
40's been a good age.
Hopefully for all of your kids, well, the
Yeah.
two that have hit it.
Yeah, and the
I
other
mean,
two are close behind.
Yeah. Late 30s, 40s. I'm not there yet. Mine are still younger. Well, the
Yeah.
younger two are young.
You mean yours aren't 40 yet?
No. I mean, I would have started really young.
But you can still celebrate.
No, I know. Yeah, the small victories, and that's what you have to do to remind
Exactly.
yourself,
The success.
and not look at the 1,000-mile-an-hour speed, because honestly, I see people put things on Facebook like, oh, my baby's turning 16, 20, whatever, 9, 10, and you're like, dang, I blinked my eyes and they were 10.
Oh yeah.
And
Every day.
and every
I think that.
every time you're kind of like, I miss that stage, but yet what I hear is that adult children are the most fun, and that's actually what we were talking about yesterday in my Bible study. Like when a kid is a baby, when they're a toddler, you have like more rigid boundaries with them because they need more instruction, and you're disciplining them
And they can hurt
out
themselves.
of more, let's say, performance. However, as they get older, it transitions to a love that's non-conditional or unconditional is the word. There you go. Got it wrong. So yeah, that's one of the things I think that, I was thinking a lot about that, like performance versus identity. And I think that goes back to our topic about balance and peace and anxiety and our response to that. So we
Yeah.
got very off topic. So let's
I don't know.
focus.
I think we're focus. That's
Stick
when
with
I
us.
used to when
Stick
I
with
used to
us.
be a teacher. That was my word, focus. And then everybody was supposed to focus, but they didn't.
Or how about this? Focus. No knocking the Venezuelans out there.
Yeah, let's
Or
not-
whatever Latin American
we could get off on
country.
that topic very quickly. So, well, and then I did read another article talking about stress in the Lifetime Fitness magazine, and this EMT worker went to a therapist because that's a high stress job and lots of adrenaline all the time and life or death also. And the EMT worker was having panic attacks and overblown stress, and he felt like at some point he wasn't going to be able to function. And so with this doctor, it was kind of a novel approach, I thought, was first of all, he said, I'm not going to teach you how to get rid of your stress. He said, I'm going to teach you how to make stress your friend. And this is me putting words in the guy's mouth, but I'm going to teach you how to function, with stress in your life. And isn't that, the human condition? We do have stress. We can't get rid of it, completely. And so we have to increase our tolerance for stress, which is what this therapist did. So I put the guy in some really stressful situations. He would make him run, breathe really hard, and feel stressed. And he did that over a series of appointments. And the guy eventually, I'm just going to jump to the end, started having less panic attacks at work and feeling less stressed all the time. And when he did feel that stress start to creep up, recognize that it was a feeling also of being alive.
Yeah,
And
that's
so, so he
I mean,
really.
probably a crappy feeling in the moment, but in the end, like I was telling you, I was starting to dissociate the other day when I was on this crazy medication. And I literally told, people in my family, like, feel like I'm out of my body because everything in here was just going so fast. I mean, I knew I was alive, but it made no sense because I felt detached.
Yeah, and it was prednisone. So it was really, adrenaline was probably coursing through your body as well as those other hormones. Stress, similar.
Yeah, so you want to stay in your body, and we talked about that before, like staying present, feeling your body, feeling the earth, getting out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, your 5 senses.
Yeah.
Smell, taste, smell, sight. What do the other do?
I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, you're smarter than we are.
So once you engaged your 5 senses.
No, it didn't help.
Oh, it didn't help. Okay.
It was a chemical reaction.
So you had to go towards the
relaxant
medication side.
Yeah, had to do some.
And that's
self-care
okay,
medication.
Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the medication that's gonna.
Yeah,
that's
and there's no shame in that. Like normally, I would be like, "Oh, I have to pray more." No, like what the heck? My doctor told me there's nothing you can do to stop it. Like it wasn't your fault. You didn't know. Obviously, the person who prescribed it, I didn't tell them, so they didn't know.
Yeah.
It was just now I just say I'm allergic to it.
Mm-hmm. And that's part of learning. Number 1, staying in your sweet spot, right? Getting out of it, getting back into it, and having more tools in your bag of tricks that you can use. I think you also talked to Raquel, our therapist, right? You got an appointment with her. Shout out to Raquel.
Hey, girl.
Anybody need a good therapist? Let us know.
Send us
we have
a
great
message.
one.
Yeah.
She is so good. Yeah, and you got back into your balance. And what was the other number 1 thing you said that helped you, that you needed? That
sleep, taking a nap.
Yeah, overstressed,
sad, tired. If you're hungry, eat.
Yeah. Yeah, get some sleep, relax your brain. Yep. So all these things. And you learn to live with stress, using all these different tools. And so where you start is going to determine how you regain balance. If you're stressed, if you're lethargic or depressed, if you're anxious, so you have to learn to recognize where you are and then utilize the tools to get back in that sweet spot. And we wish all of you a wonderful sweet spot day.
Sweet spot.
Yeah.
Stay healthy, stay present, keep your peace, do everything that you have to do to protect it, even if it means saying no to a family dinner, like I probably should have done the day that I just laid on my sister's couch.
Oh, yeah.
And had to lay down at lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
So say no.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do. What did she say?
To
Take
protect
care
yourself.
of yourself.
Yep.
Self-care is number 1. Exercise.
And protect yourself when you have to.
Use your deep breathing. Take medicine if you have to. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel defensive if someone, might bring up something like, hey, you kind of look like you're not at peace or not at rest. Well, hey, they love you. They're saying it out of love. Don't get offended quickly, although, trust me, I know about offense. I used to live offended. Just use your breathing, keep focused, and hopefully this helped.
Yeah. The more you practice, the better you get at it.
Yeah.
And the better you get at recognizing signs, symptoms, and the more you utilize your tools.
Yeah.
And phone a friend. Don't forget
Phone
that.
a friend
Phone
or
a
phone
friend.
a therapist.
Or a therapist, or your daughter, or your mom. And remember to love yourself.
Yeah.
And exercise a lot of love with yourself and with those around you.
And remember that we love you.
We do.
We do.
All right.
Ciao.
Until next time.
Ci vediamo.
Bye.